Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapushtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasavadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namaste Girirajaya
Namaste Girirajaya
Shri Govardhana Namine
Shri Govardhana Namine
Ashesha Klesha Nashaya
Ashesha Klesha Nashaya
Paramananda Daine.
Paramananda Daine.
In Vrindavan, Govardhan is called as Giriraj Baba. Why they call him as Baba? Because he is the father there for everyone. They do Govardhan Parikrama on special occasions, especially on Ekadashis, Purnima, and obviously on Govardhan Puja. I was fortunate to be in Vrindavan on the day of Govardhan Puja many times. And while doing Govardhan Parikrama on the day of Govardhan Puja, huge number of people. To walk only, it's so difficult. You cannot walk fast. You have to go with everyone's space only. The way everyone is walking, you have to walk like them. So glorious. They have so much of love for Govardhan, so much of love. In fact, many of them, they don't want to leave that place at all. Even if they get a high-paid job, they don't want to leave Vrindavan. They don't want to leave Govardhan. I remember traveling from Vrindavan to Govardhan. And on the way, I was just talking to the auto driver. And I was telling him that, see, I am from Bangalore. And there are many good jobs, high-paying jobs. If you get one, will you come? Just I was testing him what he says. He says, come what may, I'm not going to leave this place. That's the mood. That's the mood. Therefore they say, Giriraj Ji Baba ki jai, Giriraj Ji Maharaj ki jai. So very beautifully, this particular shloka that we chanted, Namaste Girirajaya, your Giriraj, your Raja of all the mountains, and your name is Govardhan, Govardhana Namine. Ashesha Klesha Nashaya. Whatever sufferings people have, you have the power to destroy all that. Ashesha Klesha Nashaya. Paramananda Daine, and you bestow Parama Ananda, because you have the power to give Krishna Prem to everyone, whoever comes to your lotus feet and does parikrama. But all this started, all the glories of Govardhan was known to everyone because of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Without him, how anyone would have got to know who is Govardhan? One day, all the elderly Gopas, they were there together. They're all discussing. There was a great hustle and bustle going on. A lot of preparation was going on. So Krishna went and he started asking, Nanda Baba, what are you all discussing? Please tell me. And Nanda Maharaj said, we are discussing about Indra Puja. And Krishna asked, who is this Indra? Who is he? He only has appointed Indra. And he is asking, who is Indra? And he went on asking many things. And then Krishna started convincing all the elderly Gopas. Actually, there is no point of doing Indra Puja. Have you all any time seen Indra coming and accepting your offerings? And everyone said, no, we have never seen. Then what's the point? Then they all asked, Kana, you tell, what should be done? And at that time, Krishna said, we should do Govardhan Puja. Because he is the one who's taking care of all of us. Taking care of all of us means taking care of our cows. And he is the one who is providing all the green grass. He is the one who is maintaining all of us. Therefore, we should worship him. Lot of arguments happened to and fro. And Krishna understood they are not getting convinced. Because see, Indra Puja was getting done from many, many ages in that particular place, in the lineage. Therefore, they were not getting convinced. At the end, Krishna used a Brahmastra. You know what was Krishna's Brahmastra? Krishna's Brahmastra was, if you do Govardhan Puja, I'll be happy. And all the elderly Gopas said, okay, let's do it. Brajavasis are ready to do anything for the pleasure of Krishna. Anything. Therefore, they are Brajavasis and we are not. Because when we also come to a platform where we are ready to do anything for the pleasure of Krishna, then we become qualified to enter the divine realm of Goloka. It's very easy to say we'll go to Golok, but we have to pay the price. And that price is nothing but living our life for the pleasure of Krishna. And that's what all the Vrajavasis were doing, all the time. They didn't think twice. What will happen if Indra Puja is stopped? They didn't think twice. And then they said, Krishna, this is a new puja, we don't know what we are supposed to do. He said, nothing. It's very simple. Whatever you prepared for Indra, get all that and keep it in front of Govardhan. They did that. They got all the items. They had huge quantity of items. Lot of rice and lot of kheer and lot of malpua and this and that. And our acharyas, when they're giving commentaries, they give the recipe of each item. I was amazed to see the commentaries. A recipe they are giving. Malpua recipe is there, sweet rice recipe is there. And they call it as payas or paisa. They call it payas. They have made kund of payas in different places. And they asked Krishna, what are we supposed to do now? So Krishna said, all of you bow down to Govardhan. So Krishna is acting as pujari. All of you bow down to Govardhan and request Govardhan to accept your offering. And all of them, they bow down to Govardhan. And Krishna, by his mystical potency, he himself manifested as Govardhan personified. Huge. And all the people are watching. And they're saying, hey, look. Such a big God has appeared. And someone said, look carefully, he's looking like Krishna, isn't it? And Krishna is saying, forget about all that, pay obeisance. And at that time, by the request of all the Vrajavasis, Govardhan accepted everything that they had cooked. And he said, Rani or, give me more. And Vrajavasis are telling Krishna, everything is over. And at that time, Krishna said, okay, no problem. Let's pray to Govardhan. Let's offer him a tulsi leaf, he'll be satisfied. And in front of everyone, Govardhan again reproduced the entire prasad. And devotees were very happy. They went around keeping cows in front and they did the entire parikrama. What a festive occasion that was. Indra, he was sitting in Swargalok and he is asking all his servants, this time from Vrindavan, no offering has come. What happened? And some messenger who had gone to Vrindavan to see, he came and he said, nothing is going to come from Vrindavan. Why? Because all that's supposed to be offered to you is offered to Govardhan, a hill. And Indra, he asked, who did that? Who changed this ritual? There was one very, very naughty boy called Krishna. He has done that. And then Indra decided to teach a lesson to everyone there in Vrindavan. And the goal was to kill all of them. Just imagine, this is how a Devta behaves. You did not do offering and then you will be killed. Krishna is not like that. Many times devotees do many different things, but Krishna tolerates. Okay, no problem. You're doing 2 minutes offering to me, no problem. I'll accept 2 minutes offering. You do 5 minutes offering, I'll accept. No problem. Therefore, when we talk about pleasing Krishna, it's very easy. But pleasing various devatas is very difficult. Very difficult. And here we understand Indra is making this statement. Oh, they're not offering me? Kill all of them. Samvartaka clouds, come! Now, Samvartaka clouds are invoked only during annihilation, pralaya. So those clouds were invoked. And then Indra is sending all the other devatas of lightning and thunder and all of them. And Indra said, you all proceed, I'll also come. And in the entire Brajabhumi, it is described, torrential rain started. Huge rains. In fact, the description says that the rains were so thick, it was like pillars. And people were not able to see each other. Someone is standing in front of you and they're asking, who are you? I'm not able to see you. So much of rain, so much of heavy rain. And along with that, there were hailstorm. There's huge winds blowing. All the cows are shivering. It's a situation of flood. And no one is understanding what is happening around. And as soon as this was the situation, immediately all the Vrajavasis called out to Krishna. Please repeat. Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga
Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga
Tvannatham Gokulam Prabho
Annadam Gokulam Prabho
Tratum Arhasi Devanah
Ratum Arhasi Devanaha
Kupitad Bhaktavatsala.
Pita Bhaktavatsala.
So they're saying, Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga, oh most fortunate one Krishna, Tvam Natham Gokulam Prabho, oh you are our Lord and you're Bhaktavatsala, you're very very affectionate to all your devotees, and look at us, we are in a great trouble now. Tratum Arasi Devana Kupitad, please help us, please deliver us from the great anger of Indra. All of them understood. Who is doing this mischievous activity? All of them understood. It's Indra. Please help us, please help us. Krishna at that time is thinking, only because I stopped the sacrifice, Indra is causing all this nefarious activities around. He is in a mood to kill everyone here, including myself. So see the situation. Vrindavan is getting overflooded and all the Vrajavasis will be killed in some time. There is a calamity. Always there are two types of calamities in life. One is external. And this was the external calamity. And Krishna had a great responsibility to save all the Vrajavasis from external calamity. And who is Indra? Indra is also a devotee. And Indra was undergoing internal calamity. And what is that internal calamity? He was undergoing a calamity because of his own pride. He was thinking, I am three, Loka, Isha. I am the controller of all the three worlds. How can these people not obey my orders? I'll kill them. Out of pride, being intoxicated by pride, he was going through a calamity. He was not understanding that pride will take him away from devotional service, away from Krishna. Unfortunate situation. And guess what? Krishna has to save both the groups. One side we have group of Vrajavasis. They are going through external calamity. And here on one side we have Indra, who is going through internal calamity. And guess what? Both are very, very important. And it's so wonderful that when it comes to our Lord, He helps each and every devotee. Depending on their level of surrender to the Lord, He helps. For those who are completely surrendered, Krishna takes complete charge. And He takes care of them. Those who are partially surrendered, 50-50, 70-30, आप लोग क्या रेशियो? Okay, अपने आप बोल लीजिए, there's no problem. So depending on that, Krishna reciprocates and He controls and He does the needful. But surely, Krishna does help each and every devotee. Each and every devotee. Sometimes we know that Krishna is helping, and most of the time we might not know. But only when we come in the association of devotees, we discuss scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. When we celebrate various festivals remembering the Supreme Lord, at that time we will realize that how Lord helps each and every one of us as devotees, or sadhakas to be more precise. So Krishna is thinking like this, oh, this is Pakka Indra doing. Because he's angry on me, because I changed the ritual. So at that time Krishna said, Tasman Macharanam Goshtam Mannatham Mat Parigraham Gopaye Swatma Yogena Soyam Me Vrata Ahitah. Krishna is thinking to himself and he's saying, Tasman, therefore, Mat Sharanam Goshtam Gopaye Swatma Yogena. I have to protect by my mystic power. Whom will you protect? Goshtam, all the coward community. from what disturbance created by Indra. And specifically he's saying, Mat Sharanam, I have to protect Vraja because Vraja is my home. And all these people, they have taken my Sharan, my shelter. Therefore I have to protect them and the entire Vrajabhumi. And then he thinks, Mannatha, I am the master of this home. Therefore it's my responsibility to protect. Mat Parigraham, in this place, my father, my brother, my mothers, all of them they are there, therefore I have to protect. And Krishna takes a vow. He says, Saha ayam me vrata ahitaha. I take a vow to protect all of them. And in this way, in a very, very compassionate mode, in very, very sweet language, Krishna is telling all the Vrajavasis, don't worry. I'll protect all of you. Don't worry. I'll protect you. In fact, the pain that you're going through, I was wondering how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave this analogy. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, pain that all of you are going through is like the pain of hunger that a person goes through after having a huge feast. So after having a huge feast, who feels the pain of hunger? So like that, whatever little pain you're going through, it's like that pain. So don't worry. I'll help you. So immediately Krishna ran towards Govardhan. Because he was there in Vrindavan. From there he ran towards Govardhan. I have a question to all of you. When Krishna picked up Govardhan, have you all ever heard that Krishna was wet? He's picked up Govardhan and he's wet and then everyone is trying to dry his clothes. No. But he ran, there was huge rains. Therefore you need the vision of the Acharyas. So Acharyas, they say that Krishna ran very swiftly towards the mountain. So at that time, Krishna's own partial expansion, Yogamaya, called Samharika, she created a very, very wonderful scene. Wherever Krishna was running, only at that place there was no rain. How's that? So full path is no rain and Krishna is running swiftly. He's running. And finally he reached Govardhan. So after reaching Govardhan, what he did? Ityayuktvaikena hastena kritva govardhanachalam dadhara leelaya Vishnu Chatrakamiva balakah. Our Acharyas are specially giving a comment. They say that Krishna decided to pick up Govardhan. One question. When Krishna decided to subdue Kaliya, all the ones who have read Kaliya pastime, the first thing that Krishna did before dancing on the hoods of Kaliya is his waist, the cloth that was there, he removed that and he tied it. There's a big task that is there. Therefore he tied. But this time, our Acharyas are telling, is bar to bandhani? He did not tie this time. Because Krishna was saying, oh, this is such a small thing. Picking up a Govardhan, what is that? Such a small thing. And this Indra, Chutku, like this I'll finish him. What is so great? No, all this I'll not do. So like that, Krishna immediately went. Itya uktva ekena hastena. After speaking like this, thinking like this, with one hand, Krishna picked up Govardhan. Shri Giridhari ki. And when he picked up Govardhan, Kritva Govardhana Achala Dadhara, this Govardhan that was Achala, he picked up that. Now the question was it difficult for him to pick up? And our Acharyas say, Leelaya, it was very, very easy. It was Lord's own pastime. And Shukdev Goswami, just to help us understand how easy it was for Krishna to pick up Govardhan, he says, Chatrakamiva balakah. Like a small kid, he plucks a mushroom from the ground and he picks up. Will child feel any strain? Simple. And Garga Samhita, when this pastime is described, so there it is said, Krishna picked up Govardhan like an elephant picks up a lotus flower. With all this we understand that it was very easy for Krishna to pick up Govardhan. He just lifted Govardhan. So now the question comes, when Krishna was picking up Govardhan, just imagine the entire scene, all of you. It's huge mountain, and Krishna is uprooting that. And when he uprooted that, so naturally there was space that was created. So now where will Krishna stand? And very beautifully, it is described, a large stone from the mountain fell down, and it is exactly in the middle. Krishna stood on that stand. And then he picked up Govardhan. So Krishna was between the land and the Govardhan standing. And very nice. Krishna used his left hand and little finger to lift. Question. Why left hand? Right hand could be used. Krishna wanted to say, "Arey, tumhare baएं हाथ का खेल hai." It's so simple. And therefore he picked up. And he wanted to tell all the Vrajvasis, because now Vrajvasis are going to come under Govardhan hill. So if they see that Krishna is very much strained and stressed by picking up Govardhan, they will feel a lot of pain. And Krishna cannot see his devotees in pain. Just to give them happiness, Krishna thought, I should do this Leela in such a way that they all understand it's very simple for me. So he lifted Govardhan with his little finger. See, one thing that we have to notice, when there is even little anxiety on Krishna's face, little pain, painful expression on Krishna's face, immediately all devotees, they feel very, very pained. They go through a lot of suffering. Because for them, the life and soul is Krishna. That's it. They don't want anything in life. They just want Krishna's happiness. As all of us we have heard, when Krishna got a headache in Dwarka, Narad Muni went around searching for medicine, and the medicine was the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees. And no one was ready to give. But only when Narad Muni came to Vrindavan, and when the Rajvasis, they asked, how is Krishna? And Narad Muni said, he has got a severe headache. What are we supposed to do? I'm sure Krishna might have told what is supposed to be done so that his headache is relieved. And at that time, Narada said, he has told, get the dust of the feet of my devotees. And all the gopis there, they started giving huge dust, take. And Narada Muni said that if Krishna applies this on his forehead, all of you have to suffer in hell. And at that time, all the Vrajvasis, all these gopis, they said, if Krishna is getting relief from any pain, we're ready to suffer in hell for lifetimes together. This is the mood of a Vrajvasi. But then when it comes to ordinary people, ordinary sadhakas, we go to the Lord and we pray, oh Lord, we don't bother about your pain. Please relieve me from my pain. People sing, no? Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Sukha Sampati Ghar Aave. Dukh Mite Tanka. All the opulence should come to my place. Normally people sing in Deepavali that may Lakshmi Devi come only to my place, not to anyone else's house. And why? So that all my miseries are out. So all the time, the main project that we have in our life is how to get rid of our own suffering. But the main project of the Brajavasis is how to make Krishna happy in every situation. And therefore, Krishna also has a project. Krishna's main project is how to give pleasure to all these Brajavasis. This is the reciprocal mood of the devotee and the Lord, where both they want to help each other, or I should say, both want to give pleasure to each other. And devotees are never tired pleasing Krishna, and Krishna is never tired pleasing the devotees. This is the wonderful relationship of Krishna and his devotees. Someday, each one of us should aspire to fall in that category. We are in some third class category now, where we are very eager that I want to get rid of my own suffering. But there should be a time when we should aspire to come to this category that I want to just give pleasure to Krishna every single moment. I don't want to see Krishna in pain. Never. This is the mood. This is the mood that all of us we have to imbibe someday in our life, at least before we leave this body. Just to give pleasure to all the Vrajvasis, to make them feel happy, Krishna lifted Govardhan. Left hand. He could have lifted like this, no? But then he wanted to tell all the Vrajvasis, "Arey, bahut simple hai, dekho." Very simple, very simple. So now when the mountain was lifted, see, we are not talking about some stone getting lifted, some crane has come and then it is lifting. No, we're talking about mountain getting lifted. So when mountain was getting lifted, there was a huge sound everywhere, tumultuous sound. All the people in the heaven, they were having a roaring sound. And just imagine when Brajvasis were seeing, mountain is going higher and higher. It's almost like mountain has got wings and is going higher and higher. Now, when Krishna lifted the mountain, it so happened that by Krishna's touch, Govardhan was extremely happy. And because of the rains and other things, the trees with flowers, they were shedding flowers. And our acharyas say that Govardhan was so happy that Govardhan was showering all these flowers onto Krishna. And it seemed as if Giriraj has already started celebrating. What he started celebrating? The destruction of Indra by showering these flowers. Now Krishna lifted Govardhan. It's very fascinating. Because Krishna lifted Govardhan, he's standing on a stone, he's standing on that, and then he has lifted Govardhan. Clouds are there around. And our acharyas say it was like a very beautiful house surrounded by the walls of clouds. So now everything is set, the house is ready. Now Krishna has to ask all the Vrajvasis to come. Therefore Krishna says, Athaha Bhagavan Gopan He Amba Tata Vrajokasah Yathopa Josham Vishita Girigartam Sagodhana. Atha, then, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, he addressed all the people there, all the Vrajvasis, Gopan, all of them. And he called out loudly. So we also should call out loudly like Krishna called out. So first Krishna called out, you know whom? Hey Amba! What did he call? Who is Amba? She is calling first mother. Hey Amba, please come. Then he says, hey Tata, oh my dear father, please come. Now all the others might be thinking, hum logo to bulaaye. Then putting everyone together, he says, hey Vraja O Kasah, oh residents of Vrindavan, please come. Please come. But see, Krishna is very clever. He says, Yatha Upajosham, if you wish, if this gives you pleasure, Vishata, enter. Where to enter? Girigartha, the space that is now created when the hill is lifted, enter that place. Anything happens which is not proper, at your own risk. Krishna is very clear here. Now say the Vrajvasi is asking, should we come alone? And Krishna is saying, no. Saha Godanaha. Saha Godhanaha. Get all your Godhan also. Get all your cows. Now see, all the Vrajvasis, they were thinking, we have so many cows. Nanda Maharaj himself had how many cows? 9 lakh cows. And then all the other Gopas, they also had many cows. So all the Vrajvasis had a question. How will we enter beneath this Govardhan? This is so small. And our Acharyas answer that when Krishna picked up Govardhan, touched just by the touch of Krishna, you know what happened? The entire Govardhan expanded. Entire Govardhan expanded out of ecstasy. And Krishna himself is telling this. Trailokyam apya utsahate rakshituhu kim punarrajam. Oh, Govardhan, now he can give shelter to all the 3 worlds. What to talk about Vrindavan? It is so small. Something very fascinating happened. I was very fascinated when I was reading this. So Govardhan expanded like this, and Govardhan's height also increased. So the peak of Govardhan went above the clouds. So all the intelligent animals, what they did is, they all went onto the peak. Now since they're above the clouds, no rain was affecting them. Just because of the touch of Krishna, all these wonderful things are taking place. But see, one point all of us should understand. So here Govardhan is an entity that is always serving Krishna. Always. Haridasa Varya. He is topmost among all the servants of Krishna. So now this personality, when Indra was throwing thunderbolt after thunderbolt to destroy Govardhan, because when Krishna picked up Govardhan, at that time, Indra got to know what's happening. He wanted to destroy Govardhan. He ordered all his associates and he himself started throwing thunderbolt after thunderbolt. Huge. So now the question comes, how Govardhan didn't break? Even today, if we go and see, when we're doing parikrama, you can see that there are stones as if they are properly cut and placed there. I don't know how many of you have seen that. Next time when you go to Govardhan parikrama, that time you can observe. It's almost like the stones are cut and properly placed on Govardhan. So how is it that the Govardhan, it sustained itself? And again our acharyas say, the touch of Krishna is so mystical and so divine that when Indra was throwing thunderbolt after thunderbolt, Govardhan was not feeling any pain. He was feeling as if someone is throwing flowers at Govardhan. In fact, there were times when Govardhan was not feeling anything. Thunderbolts are thrown, but he was not feeling anything. No suffering, no pain. Because Govardhan was in constant touch with Krishna. Here is a very, very important principle that our acharyas are giving us. Anyone who is in constant touch with Krishna, even if the life is full of suffering, still he will not be touched by that suffering. This is what we keep telling, umbrella. All of us, now when it rains outside, we take umbrella and go. What is that umbrella in our life when there's rains of suffering? And the answer is Krishna's touch. Krishna's touch. And how do we come in touch with Krishna? By rendering devotional service. Very, very important. Always remember one point, that we suffer only when we are not in touch with Krishna. There are so many people, so many sadhakas are there who have lots of problems in their own life. But you know what? They're least bothered about it. They just go on and on and on rendering devotional service. And you ask them, how are you doing? And you know what answer they give? Krishna has kept me very blissful. They don't blame Krishna. This is the difference between those devotees who are in constant touch with Krishna and those people who are away from Krishna. As soon as any suffering comes, even I have seen, observed devotees or sadhakas who are not practicing bhakti properly, any little suffering comes, immediately, Krishna, why are you doing this with me? What have I done to you? I'm chanting Hare Krishna, therefore you're testing me like this? Okay, I'll give up chanting. It's almost like we're doing favor on Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. Yes. But then those who are in constant touch with Krishna, they understand in every situation, Krishna is helping me. But sometimes I am successful in seeing Krishna's hand, and most of the time I am a great failure because I'm not able to see Krishna's hand in my life. But they understand one thing, Krishna is protecting. Surely Krishna is protecting. And how do they understand that? While executing devotional service, there's a natural bliss that the devotee feels, even amidst the chaos that the devotee is going through. With that bliss, he understands, Krishna is taking care of it. It's okay. Therefore, it's a very, very important thing. Each one of us, if we complain saying, I'm going through a lot of suffering in my life, sometimes people come to their mentors and they say that I'm going through this suffering, that suffering. How to get rid of this suffering? And here is the only answer. Stay in touch with Krishna. And look at Govardhan. No thunderbolt could affect Govardhan. No stones were falling down. All the stones were held in the ecstasy of Krishna's touch. So now see, when Krishna is telling, hey Amba, hey Tata, hey residents of Vrindavan, please come, please come. So all the Vrajvasis are thinking, should we go or? He has picked up Govardhan and he's saying, at your own risk you come. Should we go or no? And at that time Krishna continued. So Krishna is convincing all of them, please come. Na trasaiha vahakaryo Maddhastadri nipatana Bhatavarsha bahenalam Tatranam vihitam hivaha.
Tatranam vihitam vivaha.
Na trasaihat. Don't fear, don't fear. Is all of them are thinking, or a small child has picked up Govardhan? And that to our Krishna, mischievous boy, what if he throws and runs away from there? Very fearful. And he's saying, Mad hasta adri nipatanat. Don't worry, this mountain will not fall from my hand. Krishna knows what's the anxiety. He's saying, don't worry, it will not fall from my hand. Vata varsha bahena alam. And don't be afraid of this wind and rain and other things which are there around. For your deliverance, for your safety, I have done all this arrangement. Tatranam vihitam hivaha. So Krishna's first point is, don't doubt on my ability. Second point that Krishna is making, he is saying, Govardhan will not fall. Why will Govardhan fall? Just now when you did Govardhan Puja, he appeared or no in front of you? He did that mystical activity where he took all the offerings of yours. So have faith on Govardhan. He's very, very great. What is so great for Govardhan to remain suspended in the air, in the sky? So he'll remain like that. So don't doubt on Govardhan. And then Krishna is showing, see how light Govardhan is. See? He's very light. Even a small child like me is able to pick up like this. He's so simple. He's so light. And Giriraj is completely independent. He's Swarat. He is himself independently floating in the air. I am not doing anything. And therefore, all of you, O Rajavasis, come. Whatever properties which you have, whatever possessions you have, whatever you can take, get all that and come beneath Govardhan. Come fast. Now see, I had one question. So when Krishna picked up Govardhan and there are heavy rains, so ideally, logically thinking, especially all the devotees in Bangalore can easily resonate. Whenever there are heavy rains, you see floods around? Yes. Huge floods, roads are blocked here. Now we are talking about Samvartana cloud showering rains. How much water will be there around? So, say Govardhan is acting like umbrella, so it has to come down, water has to come down. And now there is a cavity that is made. So all the water should go inside that. But nothing like that was happening. How? And our acharyas say, by Ichha Shakti of Krishna, the rains are falling on Govardhan and they have disappeared. And Krishna did another arrangement also. He called for two personalities. First he called Sudarshan. And he told Sudarshan, keep going around the entire Govardhan. Parikrama is good. And what Sudarshan was doing is, whatever rain was coming, he was just drinking all that. He was drying up all that. And second personality Krishna called was Shesha. So Krishna ordered Shesha, you coil around this entire place. Whatever water, even if it comes down, the water will not come inside. And everyone inside will be protected. Therefore, this is the secret why there was no floods under Govardhan. Now all the Rajvasis, they were convinced. Krishna is chanting two shlokas, they understood it's important. All the Rajvasis, they said, okay. And all of them, they started. Tatha nirvivishur gartam Krishna swasita manasah Yathavakasam sadhanah Savraja sopajivinah Krishna ashvasita manasah. When Krishna gave ashvasan, all their minds were peaceful. Okay, Krishna is saying it will work. And all of them, Tatha nirvivishur gartam, all of them they entered beneath the hill. You can imagine the entire scene. So wonderful that will be. From all sides, Rajvasis are entering beneath the hill. And when they entered, they were amazed. Yatha avakasham. There was huge space around. Huge space for everything. Sadhanaha, all their cows. Savrajaha, all the wagons which they got filled with possessions. And Saupajivinaha, All the servants and priests and all the community members, they all got huge space there. In fact, I was amazed to hear that there was some provision which Krishna has made. And what was that provision? There were some rooms also available, it seems. Amazing. Krishna can do anything. If Krishna can create Dwarka underwater, if Krishna can create Dwarka ऐसे एक रात में, what is so great about creating something in Under Govardhan? And for your information, they were not just stones. It's all Chintamani gem around. All precious metals and precious stones around. And all of them were shining. It was a festive atmosphere. And all the Vrajvasis have entered the venue of festival. So now, what happened under Govardhan is what is the discussion that I want to have today. What did they do? What was the festival all about? Let's see what happened. Shutrid Vyatham Sukhapeksha Hitva Te Rajavasibihi Ikshamano Dadharadrim Saptaham Nachalatpada. Shud means hunger. Trid means thirst. Vyatham means pain. Krishna forgot the pain of hunger and thirst. Sukha apeksham hitva. He put aside all his personal pleasures. Na achalat padat. He was standing there without moving. What was he doing? The Dharadrim. He had held Govardhan. For how many days? Saptam. For 7 days. Tair Raja Vasibihi Vikshamanaha. And what were all Rajvasis doing? They were also free from hunger and thirst. And all of them, they were just gazing at Krishna. They're looking at Krishna. Now this shloka is very important. Because this talks about the festival that took place beneath Govardhan. For 7 days and 7 nights, all the Brajavasis, they were having Netra Utsav. And what was that Netra Utsav? All of them, they were all taking darshan of Krishna. For all 7 days and 7 nights. And just because they were taking darshan of Krishna, they forgot about hunger, about thirst. They forgot about everything. And since Krishna was glancing at all of them, Krishna also forgot. How wonderful that will be if all of you can do that. We take darshan of the Lord and we forget. We forget hunger, we forget thirst. In fact, one thing that all of us can note, we are those same people who want food on time. Little delay here and there, the Narsimha avatar manifests. And Hiranyakashipu is the cook. But we are those same people who are able to do Nirjala Ekadashi also, who are able to live only on fruits and roots for 5 days of Bhishma Pancha. How? This is the power of devotional service. When we decide that we want to do something for the pleasure of the Lord as a brata, naturally we will see that Krishna will give us strength. Krishna Shakti will be empowered. It will be given to us. And here, when Krishna is personally present, he is looking at all of them and all the Vrajvasis are looking at Krishna. Oh, what is so great? What is so great? All of them forgot hunger, thirst and everything. Look at Parikshit Maharaj. He also was 7 days and 7 nights he fasted. No water. There Krishna was not personally present. But the only thing why Parikshit Maharaj was able to fast for 7 days and 7 nights was completely absorbed in hearing Krishna Katha. Completely absorbed. Shukadeva Goswami is saying, oh my dear disciple, you might be hungry, you might be thirsty. And Parikshit Maharaj is saying, who said I am not eating? Who said I am not drinking? Oh Guru Maharaj, I am drinking the nectar coming from your lotus mouth. I am drinking. For 7 days and 7 nights, Parikshit Maharaj went on and on and on hearing about Krishna. Therefore, it is said, those who advance in Krishna consciousness, with time, even the bodily necessities go away. That's the greatness of Krishna consciousness. The only thing that is needed is absorption. Only thing that is needed is taste. When that is missing, then we want taste in other things of this material world. Yes? Now here it is so wonderfully described that all the 7 days, under Govardhan, all these devotees were there. 7 days and 7 nights, 24 hours into 7. But all of them, when this entire Leela was finished, they felt it was just one Ghatika. Ghatika means 24 minutes. Half of one Muhurta. They felt, ho gaya khatam. So short. So short. For us, one Ghatika is like 7 into 24. Yes. But look at them. Look at them. What was the scene there in Gopal Champu? Very beautifully it is described. Krishna was standing, holding the mountain. And there was a very beautiful smile on Krishna's face. And Krishna's arm was looking like the jeweled handle of the jeweled umbrella. And all the Vrajavasis, they're seeing all this. And how is Krishna standing? He is holding the transcendental umbrella and he's keeping one hand on his friend. And flute is held in that hand. And it is also described the two mothers, Yashoda and Rohini, they're standing beside Krishna and they're taking their saris and again wiping. Oh, this boy, how much hard work he's doing. Now see, outside it is heavily raining. Heavy rains. But inside, there's a festival that is going on. Huge festival. You know what all was going on? There were people singing. Singing. There are some people who are glorifying Krishna. And there were some skillful performers who are dancing for the pleasure of Krishna. And all the best residents there, they were giving charity also to such people. Can you imagine under Govardhan all this is happening? And all the ones who are knowing the Vedic custom, they started chanting hymns from the Vedic scriptures. What were children doing? What are children doing now? I was also astonished they were doing that at the same time. Even under Govardhan, all the children were playing. They were least bothered about what's happening around. And sometimes, I'm really in great wonder when I look at kids. There are some serious discussions going on. Some people are crying, some people are arguing, and they're busy playing. After you all are done, let us know, we'll come back. There were sweet voices around. Pleasant breezes were flowing. Attractive sounds, there were rays of light. You can imagine it's all jeweled setup. And also it is said, the entire place in all directions was rich with greenery. And there were many lakes beneath Govardhan. Crystal clear water arranged for all the Vrajavasis. And all the cows were there at the periphery. And they're all enjoying the fresh green grass. Now see, different devotees, they were in different mood, different rasa. And under Govardhan, they're having wonderful reciprocation with Krishna. For your information, all the Vrajavasis were not happy all the time in Vrindavan. In the morning time, all the Gopas were happy, all the cows were happy. Which Krishna would take them for grazing. But Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj were not happy. All the servants in the house were not happy. And the gopis were extremely unhappy. And when they would come back in the evening, at that time the cows are extremely unhappy. Gopas are extremely unhappy. Now the gopis are happy. Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, all of them they are happy. So in Vrindavan, there's always a group that was not satisfied. Always. So Krishna wanted to satisfy all of them together. And this was the right place. For 7 days and 7 nights, all of them, they had personal association of Krishna under Govardhan. They all stood in different groups. Some cowherd men, they're standing with brahmanas. Some elderly ladies, they're standing with their daughters on one side. And here comes Gandharvika, Srimati Radharani. She's also standing there with that group. And all those friends of Gandharvika, Srimati Radharani, they're also standing. Friends of Krishna, like Madhu Mangal, Batu, they are standing beside Krishna. Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, Balram, they're all standing in front of Krishna. And the Brahmanas, since Krishna has done this marvelous task, they're all blessing Krishna that may you be blessed abundantly. See, they're not realizing that Krishna has picked up Govardhan, his Supreme Lord. They're just saying our Kana is picked up. And he's saying that Govardhan is light, maybe he might be lighted. May he be blessed, maybe he be blessed. One very mystical thing took place here. Very mystical. So see, when Krishna is standing like this, and say Vrajavasis are there in front, they are all able to see Krishna. Vrajavasis are there on the side also. Vrajavasis are there behind also. But the mystical thing that happened was, every Vrajavasi was seeing that Krishna is looking at them exclusively. I was wondering how Krishna was doing behind. Because I'm sure he will not be turning around. Same thing happened even during Puling Bhojan. When Krishna was sitting with all the Gopas on the banks of Jamuna, lakhs of Gopas were there. Krishna is sitting in the center, all the Gopas around. And the best part is, every Gopa was able to see that Krishna is exclusively seeing that particular Gopa. Same mystical, divine pastime of Krishna in Rasa Leela. There were lakhs of gopis. And all the gopis, they are thinking Krishna is exclusively dancing with me. When all the gopas would go with Krishna to graze the cows, all the gopas would make bed for Krishna with soft leaves and flowers and all that. They'll be in groups of 3 or 4. And there will be lakhs of beds like that. And guess what? Krishna was sleeping on every bed and taking service from everyone. This is our Lord. So there is no anxiety in spiritual life. Actually, no one can take our place. Krishna will give exclusive attention to us also. Therefore, I always say that in spiritual circles, there is no question of envy. Only Lord should look at me. Well, Lord is very capable to look at everyone at the same time. Lord is very much capable to shower His mercy on each and every individual at the same time. So why envy anyone? What's the need? And here is an example that everyone is feeling that Krishna is looking at me. That is Krishna's greatness. And everyone is looking at Krishna. All the motherly ladies, they were looking at Krishna with parental affection. Now Rohini Maya, she was having so much of motherly affection. Now she cannot embrace Krishna, therefore she was tightly embracing Balram and looking at Krishna. And all the gopis who are Madhurya Rasa, they were looking at Krishna's lotus face and they're drinking the beauty of Krishna's lotus face. And all the Vrajavasis, they were all having different thoughts, different discussions, different glories coming from their mouth. Some Vrajavasi is saying, till now we never got such an exclusive darshan of Krishna. Another Vrajavasi is saying, look this side, where Krishna is holding the Govardhan, whose entire body is so straight. There are no 3 lines on the tummy. This side it is there, look, here it is there. By the way, these are not my words. This is given in the Shastra. I am just reading. And some other Vrajavasi saying, look at the right heel is visible, Because Krishna stands like that, Tribhanga form. Hey, you look at the left foot is kissing Mother Earth. It's directly like this. And some other person is saying, look at the Uttari of Krishna and the garland. It's all moving towards the left side. And some other person is saying, ankle bells have become so silent. Only when Krishna is not moving, all the ankle bells have become very silent. So this was the description of Krishna's beauty that was going on. In another place, all the Sakhas in Sakhyaras, they were having a different mood altogether. Specifically, our acharyas are mentioning Madhumangal, which is also called as Batu. So he started telling Krishna, oh my dear friend, listen. By my Brahma Tejas, because I'm a Brahmana, by my Brahma Tejas, I'll fill you with happiness. When I'm here, why are you getting so much trouble? Just order me by chanting mantras. And he showed a stick. I'll hold Govardhan on the stick. Just order me. And you might be exhausted holding the hill. Now it's my turn. You just think what were other people thinking around. And then someone else said, hey, look at Krishna. He's removing flute. He has placed his flute on his lips. You can imagine Krishna is standing like this with one hand is playing flute. Krishna started playing flute and Madhu Mangal is saying, Bhattu is saying, Krishna, stop, stop, stop. Why? Krishna, when you play flute, the stones melt and they start flowing. What if Govardhan melts? There'll be a huge calamity here. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. Now see, here there is fun that is going on. But Mother Yashoda is in great anxiety. Look at the motherly affection. Mother is saying, oh my dear darling, you're so impudent and due to your uncontrolled nature, your senses are so uncontrolled. Only a Vrajvasi can say this to Rishikesha. The controller of senses is called as uncontrolled sensed person. What was the need to stop Yajna of Indra that was going on for such a long time? Only because of you, your mischievous activity. See what is happening. And see, you have to take so much of trouble. And right from the day you're standing here, your stomach has gone inside. Caved in. And say someone asks, Maya, what is the proof? Look at his waist belt. It has gone down. That is the proof. And Mother Yashoda is saying, stop playing the flute so artistically. You remove the flute, then I can feed you. So she is in different anxiety altogether. And at some point of time, Mother Yashoda, she went close to Krishna to touch that left hand. And she was in so great anxiety. She is saying, oh, your hand is so soft, it's so pure, like butter. And how are you holding it so heavy? It's so very heavy. Oh, Giriraj, if you're really God, the mother is challenging. If you're really God, then you should become very light. So that my Kanha, my Krishna shouldn't feel any pain. Now at this point of time, Madhu Mangal, he came in between. So now Vatsalya and Sakya is going to collide. So Bhattu is saying, oh Maya, why are you saying all this? This is such a wonderful occasion. All thanks to Indra. Because of him, today we are getting the sweet, dazzling darshan of Krishna holding Govardhan. Shri Giridhari ki jai. And Mother Yashoda went mad. She said, holding heavy load like this looks sweet for you? Look at his face. He's so distressed. And then she also started saying, look at his curly hair, it's all wet by sweat. Nothing like that was there. And his face is dry like a dried lotus. And she started saying, that how can a mother tolerate this hardship? How can a mother tolerate this hardship? So that time Krishna is trying to pacify his mother and he's saying, oh Maya, there's nothing as great as holding Govardhan. It's so fun, see? It's so fun. It's so fun. And I'm not tired at all. But then Mother Yashoda is saying, see my dear son, Govardhan might be floating up in the sky and you're just touching. But you're standing like this for such a long time. Surely your hands will be paining. So at that point, again Bhattu entered in between. And he said, Maya, you know what? This Govardhan is floating because I have chanted mantras. He is actually not holding. So don't worry, he's not feeling any pain. He's not feeling any pain. And at this point of time, Mother Yashoda started shouting at him, just shut your mouth. And Nanda Maharaj comes there and Nanda Maharaj is saying, hey Yashoda, why are you saying this? Bhattu is just trying to pacify you by his diplomacy. That is good. Now we've discussed about Sakhyaras, Vatsalyaras. What about those devotees in Madhuryaras? I'm not qualified to speak this, but just presenting. One gopi is telling Srimati Radharani, hey Sakhi, you're so beautiful. See, when you're looking at Krishna, don't make your eyebrows dance. If Krishna looks at that, he'll be agitated and the Govardhan will tremble and it will fall on us. Please, please. And this point of time, another Sakhi, she said, hey Sakhi, look, look, look. When all the Vrajvasis are looking at him, he is looking at her. Look, exclusive attention is given to her. Exclusive attention. And since he is taking darshan of our Srimati Radharani, she is in so much of great ecstasy. See, there is a small tremble in his hand. His hands are shivering. See his hair standing on end. See, he is perspiring. This is so great, this is so great. And another Sakhi, she was so happy. She said, what a wonderful realization. She removed the pearl necklace and she gave it. Take, gift. She's so happy. So now Radharani was ashamed. All of them were speaking about her. She immediately took the veil and she put it around her head. And when no one was seeing, she just lifted it and looked at Krishna. So at this point of time, Krishna also looked at Srimati Radharani. And out of ecstasy, his hand started trembling, mountain started trembling. And all the Brajvasis, especially all the elderly Gopas, they started saying, Krishna is tired, put your sticks. They were putting sticks there. Oh. And when they were putting sticks, again Batu comes and he says, what are you people doing? These sticks are just scratching Govardhan and nothing else. Can you imagine? Heavy rains outside, and there is heavy rains inside, the rains of bliss. And everyone is enjoying this festival under Govardhan. Indra came to look what's happening around. He is saying everyone is happy, celebrating. All the messengers also told Indra. Finally, Indra realized that he is not an ordinary person. He is Supreme Lord. He told all the clouds, Chalo, chalo, ghar pe jao sab. Withdraw yourself. There's no point of doing all this. And at that point, when the rain stopped, suddenly there was huge effulgence of the sun. And Krishna, he realized, oh, there's no rain now. And he's asking all the Vrajvasis, chalo, chalo, niklo bhi bahar. Go out, go out. Go to your respective places. Do you think Vrajvasis were interested to go out? They were happy, so very happy. But since Krishna instructed, they all left. And then Krishna, very artistically, he kept Govardhan down. And he came out. And all the Vrajvasis are so happy, so very happy. Some Vrajvasis are embracing Krishna. Some are bowing down to him, some are glorifying him. Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, Rohini, Balram, they all came forward and they were embracing Krishna. What a wonderful task you have done today. And all the others from the sky, the Gandharvas and Apsaras and all of them, they were showering flowers onto Krishna. And all of them, they were glorifying Krishna. And they were saying, Giridhari ki jai. So in this way, we see that how this entire pastime took place, and especially how everyone enjoyed under Govardhan Parvat. Okay, my question to all of you. After this Govardhan Leela, what did Krishna do immediately? Any idea? Okay, Chappan Bhog was given to Lord, because Mother Yashoda would feed the Lord for eight times every day. And for 7 days he didn't eat. So 7 into 8, 56 bhogas were offered to Krishna that day. Krishna ate all of that. And I was astonished to read. Immediately after that, Krishna went to play. With all the cowherd boyfriends. He just went to play. See, when we hear all this, one thing is very clear. That by the association of the Lord, any calamity can turn into a very, very blissful situation. By the association of devotees, any calamity can be turned into a blissful situation. Why do we get into distress? The fact is, because we forget Krishna. That's the only reason. There is no other reason. No other reason. No other reason. Only because we are forgetful of Krishna, we go through a great distress in life, a great distress. Therefore, I always say that we have to learn the art of being in touch with Krishna every moment. And this we can learn only in the association of nice, intense devotees. By taking their guidance. By understanding how to execute Krishna consciousness, how to execute bhakti. All of us, we might have some background of devotional service right from childhood, whatever traditionally we might be doing. But then, how to render Shuddha Bhakti? We need training. And that training is given by expert devotees. Personalities like Srila Prabhupada. If today all of us are coming together and discussing Govardhan pastime and relishing this pastime is only because of him. He's expert. He is the one who enabled all of us to celebrate so many different festivals. And he kept the main element of the festival as Shravanam, that is hearing about the Lord. And we see all the sincere devotees, they're least bothered about what's happening in the festival. They want to sit in the festival. They want to hear. It's all coming from him. It's all coming from him. Therefore, whenever we're celebrating any festival, the first obeisances that we pay is to Srila Prabhupada. If Prabhupada wouldn't have been there, today we would have celebrated Choti Diwali and bursted little crackers. Yes, going out and bursting little crackers. Yes. But only because he is there, we are here eagerly waiting to get darshan of Govardhan who is waiting behind him. Yes. We are eagerly waiting and eager to understand what is that will take me closer to Krishna. Therefore, on this auspicious day of Govardhan Puja that we're celebrating here, each one of us should pray to Govardhan that you are serving Krishna so wonderfully. You are the topmost amongst all servants. You serve all the cows. You serve all the gopas. You serve all the gopis. But I don't have that service mood. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with my own sense gratification. I'm struggling with my anarthas. I don't have service mood. Oh Govardhan, if you are pleased with any of my service, especially hearing about your glories, please bless me with little service attitude by which I'll be able to render devotional service on to Krishna every moment and be in touch with Krishna like you are in touch with Krishna always. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.